All right, hello team. Welcome to our latest bi-weekly live event broadcasting to you. And as you can see on the screen, today we're really here to do a little bit of celebrating because we've just opened our office in Singapore. And it's a great occasion for us. It's something that we've been working towards for some time, and we're really looking forward to get to know the businesses in greater depth in Singapore, as well as work with a lot of colleagues that we already have down in the area. So it's a big step for us, but one that we're really excited about. And of course, we're coming to the end of 2023. So our aim is that we will open the doors next week, the beginning of December, and we'll start to warm up, if you like, in preparation for full-on activity in 2024. So with that, we thought we'd just say a little hello to Singapore, give Singapore a bit of a shout out, starting with some, let's say, some cultural learning for all of us, I'm sure, other than those living perhaps in Southeast Asia and Singapore itself. But here's the flag, here's the Singapore flag, minus the text, of course. So you may be wondering, as I was, what the moon and the 5 stars represent. So looking at on the screen, you can see what it is. So the crescent, that part of the moon, represents the young nation on the ascent. And if any of you have ever visited Singapore in the last decade, you can really see that transformation unfolding. So I believe they're living out that purpose. And then, of course, the 5 stars depict Singapore's ideals: democracy, peace, progress, justice, and equality. So, hello, Singapore. Great to now be formally part of the journey, part of your wonderful country, and looking forward to doing some business and getting to know as many people as we can. Let me get rid of my face off the screen as we go to the next part, because this is some people say it's a Singaporean proverb. Some people would say comes from a little further north. So we've taken a high ground here, and we've said it's a Southeast Asian proverb, which essentially I love, right? If you plant grass, you won't get rice. And so it's a really timely reminder for us at Skills for Executives, at Coaching for Companies, as we open the doors in Singapore, that we need to think about what we're all about. And we need to be genuine and authentic in bringing our best selves to the fore in Singapore to deal with the customers there, but not only in Singapore, of course, globally with everyone we deal with. And so I thought it's a timely reminder for us to look at our C4C promise, which is a very simple word: easy to say, hard to fulfill. The word is excellence. So our promise to all of our clients, to all of the associates, to all of our employees, to everyone that we work with and deal with, our promise is to try and provide excellence. That's excellence in the products we provide, excellence in the service we offer, as well as for our clients, excellence in the results that you achieve. So that's our promise. Now, how do we do that? In particular, when we talk about our consulting arm of the business, we use this formula, and we're going to be introducing this formula in greater detail at the end of next month in December, as we really start to ramp up in Singapore. It's our 4X growth formula. So today I'm going to share a little bit more about that and what that all means, and why we're so passionate about this, and what is it that we bring to the table for our clients through this formula. So with that said, let's jump into our context for today, and I'll bring myself back on the screen. Hello to everyone down there. By first introducing to you our newest addition to our family. All right, what is that? That is our ET Project Masterclass. So we're going to start that, I think it's the 29th of December, at the end of this year, basically. We're going to launch our first Masterclass. Now, I'll show you in a minute where this all fits in, but this is the next step on our journey, on the journey of providing that level of excellence, those products, those services, and enabling you as our client to achieve that return on investment that's at that highest level. So you probably know we have other ET project elements, and I'm going to show you those in a moment and show you the full suite that we now have. But from me, a shout out to our team who is responsible for running this masterclass. Well done. The ET project is an evolving entity, just like our 4X growth formula. And this masterclass promises to bring something extra, something special, something additional for all of you that are engaged with us at Skills for Executives and Coaching for Companies. But before we get too far into that, maybe I can hear you ask, what is the family? So for anyone that doesn't know, maybe this is your first time tuning into a live broadcast, our mothership, the big, hairy, audacious group sitting at the helm, operates under the company called Skills for Executives. Now in Singapore, we've just opened our newest business, which is Skills for Executives Singapore Private Limited. The main company, the original company, is Skills for Executives Limited, which is founded in Hong Kong. So we're now based in multiple countries. We're in China, we're in Hong Kong. For those in Hong Kong and those in China, please excuse my incorrect political statement just then. We're also in Australia. So Singapore is our latest. We have a very ambitious target over the next several years to expand our operation into 10 countries from Europe, Middle East, India, and across Southeast Asia. So we're well on the road. We've got 4 locations now. So Singapore being the latest, and hence the reason we're celebrating it, because this is quite special for us, and we really enjoy that opportunity. So let me get rid of myself again as we go to the next slide, which is really now going to our main operating division. So underneath the mothership, underneath Skills for Executives, is our main division, which is Coaching for Companies. So for those of you in Singapore, if you deal with us, you'll see us referring to ourselves as Coaching for Companies, because that's where we do most of our day-to-day business operations. So what's Coaching for Companies all about? Well, essentially, we have 3 streams. We're a consulting operation. We develop executives as well as provide mentoring and coaching. So they're the 3 streams. And what I plan to do right now is I'm going to go a little bit deeper into development as a starting point, because this is really where we started. This is what our whole premise is around. ET, and I'll just show you, ET stands for Executive Talent. So when we started Skills for Executives, as the name suggests, it's all about developing the executives in corporations, in entrepreneurial businesses, wherever you sit as an executive. That's our core focal area. All right. Now we can do that through B2B or we can do it through B2C. How we approach it, therefore, is different, and that's the consulting versus the development and the coaching. So when we talk about development, we can be talking through the organizations that we deal with at a B2B level, but focused on their internal executives. Or we can be dealing with you directly as an executive that wants to engage with us privately. Okay, so the first part of our ET development banner is our academy. And the academy, as you can see on the screen, consists of 3 different areas of focus. The first is our mastermind. So we offer 2 types of masterminds. The first is the virtual masterminds. So we have 5 different masterminds. And anyone that's attended them, you'll know what they're all about. For those of you who haven't, these are a 4-session. However, it's not just 4 sessions. There's pre-workshop and post-workshop, as well as the 4 live virtual sessions. So these are conducted online. We run these every quarter, as you can see on the screen, and we cover 5 different topics. So that's your entry point into the academy, if you like. Additionally, we then have our flagship programs, and we have 3 flagship programs. These really are at the heart of developing you as an executive to move to that next level, to really launch your career and move you to that next level, regardless of where you are. If you're a senior executive, what we call a talent, looking to move into C-suite, then we have a program for that. It's a 12-month program. It's intense. All of our flagship programs are intense. We have at the other end of the scale, if you're what we call an emerging talent, then we have a 10-week program where we give you the foundational requirements of becoming that solid leader ready to launch to the next level, which we refer to as the mid-level executive or mid-level talent. And for that mid-level, we also have a program which is a 6-month program, which launches you then towards that senior executive. So we run these 3 programs every year. We space them out, of course, because they overlap. But if you're an executive, you want to develop, I can guarantee you, you will develop in these 3 programs. If you're a HR leader and you're looking at how you can develop your talents within your talent pool, or if you have people that you are looking at as succession planning and you want to prepare them, make sure, then please talk with us. We're happy to share with you what's involved in these programs, as we are with all of our material. But really, these flagship programs are designed for that purpose. They're tiered, so regardless of where you are, Tier 1 is our emerging talent, Tier 2 is our mid-level, Tier 3 is our senior executive talents. So really high level. I would go as far as to say there's nothing I've experienced on the market that matches the quality of what we provide as a product and the service we offer you once you're involved in this program. Then the pinnacle of what we do in the academy are our destination masterminds. These are 3-day retreats where those who are handpicked, and I say that without equivocation, if you want to reach that next level and you want to expand your network and you really want support colleagues around you who are on the same mission, that are looking to really explode and go exponential in your career, then these summits that we offer, these 3-day getaways to an exotic location somewhere in the world, are something not to be missed. As I said, they're handpicked. You're handpicked. Not everybody that wants to go gets to go. So that's what the Academy offers. As you can see, we do it either B2B with organizations who want to develop their internal people, or we can work directly with you as an individual. Okay, so with that said, and that's of course all of our paid programs. The Academy is our paid program. We also have a raft or a suite of free, I won't call them programs, but free products that we make available. And as you can see on the screen, we do this through our ET project. So ET is our foundation, our executive talent, and we run this project. And the Masterclass, as you can see on the bottom right, is our latest addition to this suite. So we have the podcast, we have the live, which is where you are today. We have our quarterly challenge, which run either 2, 3, 4, or 5 days. And then we have the new Masterclass, which is going to be every quarter. And I'll show you the latest slide, which will give you an update. So as we look at 2024, this is our planning for 2024. The podcasts will continue to be weekly. They will continue to be released every Tuesday of the week. We will have a new guest every week. Every quarter we have 12 guests. I summarize on the 13th week of the quarter. But if you've been watching, hopefully you've realized that there's tremendous value in listening to these leaders that come on our show who are willing to share their learnings, their experiences, their insights for your advantage. These are all for your benefit, for you freely to obtain new knowledge about what you could do differently or try or put in place as a leader, as an executive talent. All right. The live, at the moment, we're doing the live bi-weekly. We're going to change that next year to monthly. And my aim next year is to have as many guests as I can, whether that's panel discussions, groups of 4, groups of 3, or at least another person sitting here on this discussion with me. So we'll talk on something topical. It won't necessarily be about what the leader has experienced themselves during their own career. It'll be something more topical. Maybe it'll be on AI. Maybe it'll be on specific technologies. Maybe it will be on areas of economy. Maybe it'll be, try and steer away from religion and politics. But it'll be something topical related to an area that'll interest you as a leader, whether that's a catalyst leader, whether you're a disruptor, whether you're on an innovation team, whatever it might be, but it will be something of interest for you. And then the masterclass will be running one of those every quarter. Now, why every quarter and not bi-monthly? It would seem logical, right? Weekly, quarterly, weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly. Well, the reason is because the masterclass will be the lead-in to the challenge. And then the challenge will be the lead-in to the mastermind, the virtual mastermind that I showed you before. So each quarter we'll have the masterclass, then the challenge, then the mastermind. So at the end of December, we will conduct our first masterclass. Then in January, we'll run our 5-day challenge. Then in February, we'll run our first masterclass for 2024. So that's the logic behind what we're doing. So hopefully that gives you an insight. Hopefully with that, you can see a little bit of our planning, our strategy for what we're offering you for development, whether you're an organization or an individual. Now, what do you get in the masterclass? If you've been to one of our challenges, if you've been to our mastermind, if you've been to one of our programs, you know that one of my personal goals is to over provide and exceed any expectation you may have coming into that event. So with the mastermind, we're going to be running a 90-minute live, with the masterclass, we're going to be running a 90-minute live masterclass every quarter. With that, we're going to offer you a free, these are free by the way, and we're going to offer you a free ebook. All right. Now the ebook you can see on the screen here on the left-hand side. That's the ebook for this first masterclass that will be conducted on Friday, 3 p.m. Hong Kong time, at the end of December, 29th of December, 2023. All right. So you'll get a free ebook and the 90-minute live masterclass on a particular topic for that quarter. All right. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to bringing it to you. Let's see how it all unfolds, but that's the direction we're going. So in addition to our development, if you remember, we have these three streams. We have consulting, development, coaching. So I've just introduced the ET arm of coaching for companies. That's the executive talent development, all right, through our academy and through our ET project. Now, very quickly, and most of you are well aware of coaching, I'm sure. What does it mean? What do we offer? Well, in our case, we offer three different areas of coaching. We offer one-on-one coaching. We offer, and these are all as packages, by the way. These are not done session by session or in small tranches. These are done as packages. Minimum one-on-one we do is 6 sessions because we believe very strongly about how long it takes to create meaningful momentum towards change, and so therefore we only do a minimum 6. Most of our sessions, most of our packages are annual. We have some that are 9 months, some that are 18 months, some that are continual. But one-on-one coaching, most of you will have heard of it. The area that we're really excited about, and the industry is moving quickly in this direction, is team coaching. Team coaching is something that is extremely different to one-on-one coaching, I have to say, through my own experience. If you're a leader and you're used to leading teams, then you'll have some feeling for the challenges that exist within team coaching. But team coaching is really about giving space for the team to evolve and grow. And as a result, it takes quite a lot of skill. And typically the way that we do it is we have co-coaching partners. So we will organize, if we're doing a team coaching with an organization, we will bring a colleague with us who will act as our co-coach. Now, there's a lot of reasons behind that. I'm not going to go into it today, but that's something that is, I won't say it's just the current trend, but I foresee team coaching to be the future of coaching as we see AI shift more and more into the one-on-one space. I'm not saying one-on-one coaching will disappear entirely, but team coaching is a much different animal and requires a very different approach to one-on-one coaching. And then in addition to team coaching, we have our group coaching. That's more conducted like, I don't want to say training, but we typically bring a group of individuals together who don't necessarily know each other. They're from different locations, different companies perhaps, and we will understand collective topics that they want to cover, and then we'll run through those over a period of months. So that's the group coaching. So that's what we do within the coaching. And what's not shown here is the mentoring program. So we also work with companies that are looking to establish mentoring programs and wanting to have an external governance where, for instance, ourselves are brought in to help them set it up and to work with the mentors to educate the mentors on how to become better at mentoring. We can also structure external mentoring programs, but that's essentially what we do with organizations. Some individuals, of course, also want to be mentored, provided we have the skill sets in the areas that they're looking for, then we will work with individuals. So that's our coaching / mentoring arm. If we then move into the area that's our newest expansion within coaching for companies, we move into the area of consulting. And consulting is where we come back to the formula that we've been speaking about. And if you remember the ad that we ran for this live program, we were talking about practicing what we preach through the 4X growth formula. And so for the remainder of today, what I'd like to speak about is this 4X growth formula. What is it? What's it mean? How do we apply it? And why is it so important for us as an organization, as well as for the clients that we deal with? So you can see Singapore flag. Hello, Singapore. What is the 4X growth formula? Well, there's the first half of the equation. 4XC plus 4XE plus 4XT plus 4XF equals something. Now, the C, E, T, and F, of course, are important. They're the areas that we focus on when we work with our clients, when we look internally at our own business. These are the 4 areas that we focus on for growth. Now, that's the core of the formula, but it's not the only area of the formula. So why do we have this formula at all? Well, what it's all about, it's about, let me come back on the screen for a little moment. It's about 4Xing your business performance. And now you can see the remainder of the formula. 4XC plus 4XE plus 4XT plus 4XF equals performance squared. So what we're really talking about here is business performance, business growth through the services that we offer then working with our clients. So we're 4Xing business performance. How? Through the consulting, through the developing, through the coaching that we offer. But we have a specific framework for this 4X growth formula. We're going to be introducing that, by the way, in our first masterclass at the end of December. So I'm not going to go into the actual detail today. I'm going to give you an introduction, an overview of what it's about, but I'm not going to go into the specifics. We will do that on the 29th of December when we have our first masterclass. So let's get into it. So what's this beautiful diagram on the screen representing? What it's representing is none other than the world we operate in today. For any of you as leaders in business, I'm sure you understand what we're talking about. We're talking about this complex and dynamic, systemic ecosystem. And as that graphic beautifully illustrates, that is your ecosystem. Now, why is it systemic? Why is it dynamic? Why is it complex? That's really the question. Because our world has changed, our way of doing business has changed. And through technology enhancements, through developments in not just AI, but everything to do with technology, our business world has evolved. And therefore, we are so much more connected throughout our ecosystem that any impact in one area of the ecosystem may have a ripple effect to the remainder of that ecosystem. And that's why we call it systemic. That's why we say it's complex and adaptive and dynamic. All right? Because the interplay between the parts is what's so unknown for us. And it's only once we're able to get a better grasp of that entire big picture that we're able to start to make some sense around how to really strategize for our business to get rid of those things that may be limiting us and holding us back, anchoring us to where we were, and allow us to move forward. So that's where we start when we start with our clients. We start by looking at their dynamic, complex, systemic ecosystem. So we talk about having the big picture. That means we need to be able to zoom out. We need to be able to step back from the busyness. Can you imagine, let me go back to this, can you imagine you're one of these dots within this ecosystem? If you're just doing the day-to-day and you're caught up, the forest is around you, but you can't see it for the trees, then that's what we're talking about and why we need to be able to step back from that to look at the big picture. So we'd say we zoom out. We want to see the whole ecosystem to be able to first grasp who's even in the ecosystem. What are the factors that we should be thinking about? And there's a nice model that's introduced by Professor Peter Hawkins. I'm not sure how many people know Professor Hawkins, but he was my mentor, still is my mentor, but also educated me in team coaching. So Professor Hawkins has this nice model that you can see on the screen, and this is really 6 layers within your ecosystem. Now, this is your ecosystem. This is you, the leader, standing there, thinking about that ecosystem. Now, you may be interacting in that ecosystem with individuals, with your colleagues within the organization, right? So there's going to be an interplay between that interpersonal relationship. You may also be interacting between the team, with the team. Now, other individuals will be interacting with the teams as well. Now, of course, when we talk team, that's singular, but of course we know there's teams. There's many teams today in a business within an organization. So we talk about teams of teams, okay? And if you look at the bigger picture, all of those teams of teams form together to become the organization. So you as the leader need to be able to see the interplay that exists with individuals in that organization, with teams within that organization, with the broader organization itself, and then with the stakeholders involved in your business. So whether that's your clients, whether that's your team itself, whether that's your suppliers, whether that's the government, whether that's some external community body, whatever it might be, who forms stakeholders. And in our challenge in January, our 5-day challenge, we talk about stakeholders, how to maximize your stakeholder value. Stakeholders is one of the most crucial areas for you as a leader. If you have an interest in becoming more aware, developing your skills better on how to create greater value for stakeholders, don't miss that challenge in January. And then, of course, outside of the stakeholders, we have the broader, wider ecosystem. So that's how we speak with our clients to get them to first really crystallize and see that bigger picture from that zoomed out perspective. Now, it's only once we're really clear about that And we'll work through many steps to get that clarity, of course. All right. But it's only once we're clear about that we can start to come and zoom back in and look more closely at our growth formula. Now, on the screen, what you can see are the 4 stages of the growth formula. So stage 1 that we introduce with our clients is the 4X Horizon 3. I'm not sure how many of you have heard me talk about it or heard others talk about the 3 Horizons framework. A gentleman by the name of Bill Clark in the UK developed this concept, but the McKinsey company also have a 3 Horizon framework. We leverage the Bill Clark 3 Horizon framework because we focus in not only on Horizon 1, Horizon 2, but in this model, we really look at Horizon 3. So Horizon 1, if you like, is the status quo. It's where you are now. When you pull back and you look at that big picture, when you look at your current ecosystem, that's giving you the basis, the knowledge of where you are, and maybe some of the tweaks you need to make to move and shift to Horizon 2. But we're all about Horizon 3 in our model. We want to look beyond that immediate. We want to look to the distant horizon and be able to see what disruptions lie on that 3rd horizon. So if we look at the diagram that somehow represents that 3 horizon framework, you can see Horizon 3 is about the future foresight. It's about looking to that distant horizon and being able to see what is looming over there, what is looming potentially on that horizon that we need to be aware about or aware of, that we need to be thinking about and starting to plan for. It's a disruption that will come and disrupt us if we do nothing about it. So what we want to do and what we work with our clients to help them do is to become the disruptor, not the disrupted. Okay? And that's why we leverage this model, because it's such a beautiful fit for where we help our clients start to position themselves. Now, the Horizon Disruptors are one member of this futuristic, future forward looking team that we establish with our clients. We also have the catalysts, the change catalysts. We have the teams of innovators, which is crucial. And then we have the strategy creators. So they're the 4 groups that we help to establish. We're going to go into more detail on this in the masterclass. So I'm not going to spend too much time with that with you, but there you can see it on the screen. Here is our growth formula, the first 3 stages. The Horizon 3 clusters that I've just mentioned, the Horizon Disruptors, the Change Catalysts, teams of innovators, and the strategy creatives. Then we move and we use the fishbone, the old faithful fishbone. In a sense, we're using it as cause and effect, but we've taken some liberties in how we use it with our growth formula. So we go from the head with our Horizon 3 back to the tail, and we look at that as, so the head is future forward, the tail is future back. And we look at this as the 4X reactives. These are the things that are anchoring us to that current status quo, that Horizon 1. And we want to be able to identify them with our client so that we can shift and change and let go of that anchor, right? We can release the anchors. Now, some of those things are outdated strategies, leadership limiters, whether that's your leadership team and their biases, their based on their experiences, their perceptions, their beliefs, etc. And you, for sure, will have a number of restricted policies. The longer you've been in business, the more likely is the longer the list of restricted policies, and you also have legacy systems. So we identify those. So once we've got that future vision, once we've identified the anchors, we then are ready to introduce our formula, which is the 4X growth area. And we focus on 4 areas. We focus on the clients. We focus on, so when I say we focus on, we talk with the client about their strategies for 4Xing their client strategies, for 4Xing their employee strategies, for 4Xing their technology strategies, and for 4Xing their financials. All right. So they're the first 3 stages. If you follow the fishbone, we went from the head to the tail. Now we're in the body with our 4X growth, pointing back towards that head. And of course, I'm moving through this very quickly, but stage 4 is where we repeat this process. Why? Because it's complex and dynamic and systemic, which means it's never static. So as you work through from the head to the tail to the body, you can imagine this is going to take time. I would say minimum 6 months, maybe 12 months before you get that first round fully embedded, fully entrenched, everybody on board. It's a change initiative. It's a major change initiative. But once you get there, does it stop? Of course not. In that 12 months, the world hasn't stopped. The world has kept moving. It's complex, it's dynamic, and it's systemic. So you need to then refresh. You need to start looking again. Now, of course, you don't just do the head and then forget the head and move to the tail. Of course, the people in the head will continue to look at the future. So when you come back to this repeat, it's going to be refreshing, not starting from scratch. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Now, will the tail have as many factors that are reactives that need to be dumped the second time round? Most likely not. Okay, because you've done big clean out. Now you're tweaking. Now you're improving. Now you're actually escalating. And when you come to the growth, you're really starting to be able to show that momentum. So anyone that's ever heard me talking about the importance of building momentum, because eventually, just like we saw with technology, if we went back to the 70s and the 80s, the 1970s and 80s, and we looked at where we were with technology then, and we looked at the consistent, continual building upon building upon building upon building, and we now have this exponential curve. That's exactly what happens with your business, with your growth, with your capacity to outperform and deliver on what you want to achieve. Hopefully that very short introduction makes sense. Hopefully you can visualize it. Hopefully I've explained it well enough. In the masterclass, I'll go deeper, but I don't want to talk too much about it today. This is just a spoiler. This is a little bit of a teaser just to get you interested. Let's have a look what we've covered. So in this very short, quick summary or an introduction, we've spoken about Singapore. We're in Singapore. We're opening the doors next week. We're going to be warming up in December. We're going to be full on in January in 2024. How are we doing it? We're doing it through our 4X growth formula, working with clients, consulting with them, helping them understand what they need to put in place, what they already have in place. Is it serving them? Is it not? If it is, fantastic. If it's not, what do we need to do? That's what we're doing through the consulting. When we work with the clients, invariably, the employee grouping, right? The client grouping, the technology grouping requires areas of development. And that's what we can offer you through the development area, our ET areas, ET Academy, ET project. And then, of course, we have the coaching for either the one-on-one team or the groups. All right, so that's essentially our strategy. Okay, that's what we're doing at Skills for Executives and Coaching for Companies. Hopefully that's given you an insight. Hopefully it's clearer. When it comes to the masterclass, I really encourage you to register. You'll get that free ebook. The free ebook, by the way, is the primer to the masterclass. It will go deeper on our 4X growth formula. Yeah, it'll give you some better understanding of what we've just introduced today. And then in the masterclass, we'll bring it all home so it's very clear. For those that want to know more about who we are, please go to our website. The website is being updated in time for 2024. You can follow us on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. All of those areas, you'll see that we're regularly posting tips and snippets of information that relate to the programs we're running, the campaigns that are being released, or different areas of leadership as part of this development coaching offering that we are all about. So next month, as I've mentioned, the ultimate 5-day challenge. Learn new ways to maximize your stakeholder value. What is it? It's 5 days consecutive, 90 minutes each day in January. We haven't fixed the date yet because of some internal challenges. We have to find who's going to run it and when they're available. But if you look at the right-hand side, this is a free program. This doesn't cost you anything other than your time to participate. And we have a platform, mastermind.com, where we have the program established. Now, that program on mastermind.com is split into 3 modules with 24 sessions, 8 per module, that you work through as part of this free challenge to help you really deepen your understanding. All right. Then we have a live 90-minute session, 5 days in a row. We even give you a certificate at the end. We give you a workbook. Well, you get a whole package. You get a mini series up front, 3 videos and an eBook that gives you an introduction, the primer. You then have a virtual check-in call with us, whoever's facilitating this program, to help you get familiar with our platforms, the other people that will be on the challenge with you. You also have the option, if you wish to, you don't have to, but if you wish to, you can become a VIP challenger. And you'll get so much, right? So many gifts free. You'll get workbooks. I think for the 5-day challenge, it's almost a 100-page workbook for free, regardless of whether you're a VIP. If you're a VIP, it's even bigger, right? So there's just so much. I don't want to harp on it. We'll be promoting it in January. Keep an eye out for it. But there you have it, the 5-day ultimate challenge. It's all about learning new ways to maximize your stakeholder value, right? Not to be missed. Such an important topic for leaders today. Team, great to have the opportunity to chat with you today. Hello, Singapore. We're opening our doors next week. I look forward to being down there. I'm going to be down in Singapore the middle of December. We'll have a chance to meet with some clients. I really look forward to it. We have our Singapore director down there, and we have our team getting established right at the moment. So really looking forward to the visit, looking forward to the business, looking forward to getting to know as many people as I can, and catching up with a lot of colleagues that I've worked with over my career that are based in Singapore. So with that, I'll say farewell. Great to see you. I'll get out of the way of my live. So thank you from the ET Project Live. It's been wonderful. Again, remember, we have one more ET Project Live coming up on the 16th of December. The last one we're going to use as our masterclass introduction. So instead of having 2 lives in December, we'll have 1 live plus the masterclass will replace what would have been the last live ET Project Live in December 2023. That will be on the 29th of December, ET Project Masterclass. And we'll go deeper on the 4X growth formula. All right, team, wonderful to see you, wonderful to connect. Hopefully today was informative and gave you some information about what we're doing, what you can do with us. And with that, I'll say farewell. Enjoy the remainder of November. Looking forward to seeing you one more time in December. And if I don't see you, all the best for the festive season. Hope the big old fella finds your chimney and is able to get down okay. With that, all the best.
So what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button below and click on the bell icon so I can pop up in your feed occasionally with a great tip for your ultimate growth.